by the time you are done with this video, I will be able to prove to you that HalleluYAH Scriptures does not support orphans, widows, or lepers. Using their own bank statements, we will see that they do not support them. Now let's take a look at this. This is from their website. And this is how they can have controlled the word of our Creator for many, many years, and how they have brought people in to their doorstep. This is crazy the way they sold this and the way they spun this, but this is how a cult works. And in breaking this cult, we have to understand exactly what they're trying to say. Let's begin. The purpose of this vision is primarily twofold. HalleluYAH Scriptures are not for sale. HalleluYAH Scriptures are free to everyone who cannot afford to buy their own, supported by those who can afford, for this is the heart of the Father and His Word. Guys, this is where they're using Scriptures and where they are using truly what the heart of our Creator is against the people. And when they say they are not for sale, that is a lie. That is a lie from the pits of hell. They are for sale, and those are the people who do get the HalleluYAH Scriptures are the people who are willing to pay. Do others get free Bibles when they order 10 or at certain times? There are parts and people and times that they have received free Bibles. But do they give to the prisoners just straight up? No. Many, many, many prisoners have never received Bibles that have asked for them. We've had many, many witness statements of people who were on dire strait that had ordered over the years from HalleluYAH Scriptures trying to get a free Bible, and they were denied Scriptures. So let's continue on. The cost of printing the HalleluYAH Scriptures is not given for any other reason other than giving a comparison of the price others are placing on obtaining a copy of the Word. For example, many websites are demanding anywhere from $30 to $80 for a restored named Scriptures. The way we see this vision, if you can afford to buy the Word at such a price, then please consider that if you donated that amount to HalleluYAH Scriptures, you could order a copy for yourself and be able to help a number of others who would be greatly blessed with a free copy of His Word. The idea is summed up best in the Word itself, Acts 4:32. And the group of those who believed were of one heart and one being, and no one claimed that any of his possessions was his own, but they had all in common. And also take note of the Torah, which commands not to make profit on food given to the poor. These people are quoting Scriptures like demons, like Satan themselves. And when brother becomes poor and his hand has failed with you, then you shall sustain him, and he shall live with you. Like a stranger or a sojourner, take no interest from him or profit. But you shall fear your Elohim, and your brother shall live with you. Do not lend him your silver on interest, and do not lend him your food for profit. HalleluYAH 25:35-37. We believe that our spiritual food, His Word, is at least, if not more important than physical food. And if we are not to give food for profit according to Yahuwah, then we would obviously not make a profit on the Scriptures. So everything they're saying here is a complete lie. They make complete profit. In fact, they make very, very good profit. Let's continue on. In fact, let's blow into this and let's take a quick look at this. Now, I've presented evidence of January 2022, and I went to April of 2022. Now we are going to go into July of 2022. Now, just for privacy things, YouTube, I have blanked this out. There's nothing that pertains to their personal stuff. This is all online. It is all available for anybody, for public. Let's take a look at this. Now, this, I would like to remind everybody that in September and October, they ran a grift and they ran a scam, and a whole bunch of people donated a lot of money, and I believe these people had a good solid $300,000 sitting in their account. Deborah Wessel, who is the face and the mastermind behind the HalleluYAH Scriptures, has masterminded an incredible grift. And if you take a look at this, the HalleluYAH Scriptures actually is for sale. Everything they have. Now let's go over this. Beginning balance of July, $287,114.98. Deposits $34.90. Electronic deposits $45,736.34. Now this is the main HalleluYAH Scriptures account where everything filters in. But Deborah Wessel or Shalom White or Shalom Weiss or whatever her many names are, this is one of many accounts. So let's continue on right here. So just to be very thorough on this, these are deposits. Now, these deposits, there were a lot of donations in this. And I had to take some of this stuff out because it doesn't need to be public. And so that's why you see some of the squiggly stuff in there. Let's take a look at it. So they had $3,490 in deposits. Those were people that went into the bank that either deposited, and these were donations. Okay. Now, electronic deposits, we have their PayPal, which was 7-1. And PayPal is a lot of deposits of donations. And the Stripe is from their website sales. If somebody wants to come and pay for a scriptures, they go in there and they select what they want, and then they pay with Stripe. And so there's two sets of income. They have one set of income from their books, and then they have another set of income from donations. And that is where these PayPal transfers are coming to. And so 7-1, you see a PayPal transfer, $2,500, that donations. 7-5 is $3,000. And then book sales, you can see right there, everything Stripe is all book sales. And this is when they were still in their house, their Vineland, New Jersey house. And let's continue on. So they're doing really well as far as this goes. This is page 2 of 6. Ending balance was $303,818.30. And we're continuing on. This is page 3 of 6, July 1st, 2022 to the end. Now, these are electronic deposits still. And we have Stripe. So this gives them all, this is from the beginning of July to the end of July. And so between donations and books, they made $45,736.34. So that's not bad, but that is not all the income, because then they have also their Hands That Help orphanage accounts. They also have another account. They have multiple accounts. There's accounts everywhere. So let's continue on into this. These are their check numbers. These are the things that went out. And this is basically all he went there. I did have to get rid of a lot of that stuff. A lot of these are, some of these are books, some are not. Now let's take a look at electronic payments. So we have just debit card stuff. Everybody's like doing stuff. Now this right here was petty cash. So they withdrew petty cash there for $1,000. And I thought that was somewhat interesting. There's PayPal stuff on here. One thing you will never ever see here, and you will never see in the checks, is like a whole bunch of stuff to the orphans, widows, or lepers. I've seen this, and I've seen many more of these, and it doesn't exist. I've never seen one of, let's say, Sister Mary's boys' house or something, or, something like this. You would think that if they were really helping the orphans, widows, and lepers, you would see checks. You would see lots of checks. And everything that they do is all business stuff. There's nothing I've seen anywhere in the form of donations. And so let's continue on in this. This is page 3. Here's page 4 of this. And it looks like some more PayFlow, PayPal stuff. Not sure what all that is exactly. But what you're not seeing is you're not seeing any stuff for the orphans, widows, and lepers. This is all business stuff, right? Russell S. Automotive. And there's a purchase in here. There's some interesting stuff. Debit card. So they bought their own company, United in Yah. They paid $11 to. United in Yah and HalleluYAH Scriptures are the exact same company. It's just an extended grift. And so they're buying stuff at Home Depot. Why would they be buying stuff at Home Depot? I thought all this went to printing and things like this. And there's Excel software, Verizon Wireless. So there is 9134 cell phones, right? And so what they say is that nobody gets food, nobody gets, everybody's donating all their stuff. And a lot of the mules or the shipping people that have been burned, that is true. They completely break families down, and then they extort this money, and then Shalom or Deborah extorts it back to New Zealand and takes off with everyone's money. And this has been going on a long time, guys. So automotive stuff, right? Stamps.com. Let's continue on. Next page. So let us go. And I'm going to put everything out here because there's some stuff that is kind of suspect and it should be discussed. And people, it just needs to be put out there. And then we can figure out where it is from there. So this is all the stuff they have right here. There's no, there's no orphan, widow, and lepers, or you don't see any food purchases or anything of that sort. Now, this I found was interesting. It's a outgoing wire transfer to James Block for $2,500. And, I've been listening to James's stuff for years and years and years, and I'm convinced simply by his music that he is unable to be, involved in something of this magnitude. So my guess is that Shalom has, and I believe that, I don't think he has much of an income, and I believe he is a very nice guy, and just, I don't think he has much money. So these are the kind of people that Deborah Wessel would just take and send him $2,500, and then James would be sitting there playing music for them and feel indebted to them forever. And so I don't know what to make of that. Anything like that. I don't know what the Canadian exchange is either. And some of this stuff was buying forklifts and propane and things of that nature. Now let's take a quick look right here at their daily balance. And this is at the end of June and then at the beginning of July. So we started at 287, 291, 293. So it's all net positive. 718, we dropped down. What was it? 293. Yeah, so we dropped down 10 grand. But we're starting to build that right back up, right? Bam. And within 1, 2, 3 days, that's already back up there. And then on the 22nd, it's up to $295,000. And literally, they're just months away from pulling a massive grift on everybody. And I have no idea yet until I see these next sets of invoices or these bank statements on how much they actually stole from people. But I'm guessing it's a tremendous amount. Because there's more to this, and I will tell you, one of these next videos that I'm going to do on exposing is I will show you exactly what they bought with the money they just stole from that grift. I've found it, I've identified it, and from their own pictures, I've been able to compare it and make this. So look at it's definitely rolling up, right? 285, and it was at 724, 715. So inside of 10 days? 10 days, it went up $10,000. And I don't know why they don't have the rest of those days in there. 714. Maybe it's on the next page. No, this is 6 of 6. This is it. So there it is right there. 295,000, 522, 297, 300,000. And it just cranks up, right? And so that is why I believe that when they did this house grift, that they had nearly, $300,000 in their account or more. And so again, I want you to I want to finish this and explain to folks that this has been going on for 13 years. These people have been doing very evil things, and this needs to be exposed. So I understand a lot of this is uncomfortable to a lot of people, and a lot of people don't want to get their hands dirty, or it's just too much for them. But this has been going on long enough. It needs to be stopped. The authorities need to be called. The donations of all this extravagant lifestyle need to be returned. And again, there are no orphans, widows, and lepers. And when I did look through these checks, so I do know what all these checks were for, and nothing in here is orphans, widows, lepers. Nothing. So I haven't seen in the course of right now over half a year of bank statements, there has not been one single payment to anyone. And if they've been helping all these people and they're really feeding these people, there should be massive somehow transfers to India. There should be, just ways to validate this, and there's nothing. And a lot of their pictures, I believe, are completely photoshopped. And so all of this stuff, you don't see anything, right? You see purchases for business stuff, but you don't see any orphans, widows, and lepers. And so this is what we're talking about. You can't do these kind of grifts on the backs of our Creator and think you're going to get away with it. So we have to be honest in everything that we do. We can't be liars, and we can't be selling the word of our Creator on a lie and do this. It's just wrong. So I would like to present this as evidence on the next series. This is the 4th series in the segment. Wherever you guys see this, there are 3 other videos other than this, 1, 2, and 3. And it completely exposes Deborah Wessel money laundering cash from the United States over to New Zealand, along with identity theft and a bunch of other things. I haven't touched the identity theft stuff yet. I have that completely proved. I can prove she's completely using a dead man's account and a disabled old woman's account and a lot of other people's names. And over the years, she has used them and gotten in trouble for using them. She used people's social security numbers. She used their tax ID numbers, things of that nature. And so there's nothing this woman is not capable of doing. And so we need to expose this. We need to let everybody know what's going on with these people and stop the donations. These donations are only funding a very frivolous lifestyle, buying a tremendous amount of clothes, medicines, pharmacy stuff, pool supplies, house supplies, VPN service. The list goes on. It's an enormous amount of list. And we'll be doing more of those videos going over exactly what Deborah Wessel spends and where and run this, because she is a creature of habit and she likes clothes, organic foods, and a ton of stuff. And she gets this out of donations, and this is wrong. So we got to stand tall and we got to do what our Creator has told us to do. All right, guys, have a wonderful day.